How's that? See, I wanted a little greenish
Ooh,
glare.
yes. See, I can't do any background colors. I'm
See,
frustrated.
I can do all colors everywhere now.
I could download a video, I guess. I think I messed up my lighting. I moved stuff around and changed things, but I got rid of that glare on my forehead.
Oh,
See?
yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I basically got rid of that light, more or less. Like, the only thing I could find, I couldn't find a big enough, I just basically blocked it with tissue paper. You thought I was joking, but I found some blue tissue paper and just put it across it. So a little bit of blue light's coming through.
And that really helped, yeah.
Well, I was just trying to knock the light out. I was trying to get rid of it, and I couldn't turn it all the way off. Because that really made it look bad.
What we used to do for, like, getting little red spots and stuff, because red spots were difficult. It would seem like lighting guys, you would think a lighting guy would always have like a bright red gel, but they never have a bright red gel. That's your imagination going, there's a bright red gel around here somewhere, right? So we would, I would send somebody to an auto parts store to get a trailer light, right? And take that red globe off of it and use it. Man, I used to have boxes of them in the corners just because I wanted a little red flash somewhere,
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I had this one light that I thought was too yellow.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could find was a couple blue plastic folder covers. And
That's
I was
a great solution.
it's like I gotta have some blue somewhere.
God, the that I put over light bulbs over the years, just amazing. Just anything you could possibly imagine. A lot of times, the Helms company had a really perfect orange bread thing that they put the bread in, right? That plastic thing.
Yeah.
Great orange light. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome.
I used to know all these things that you could, like toys and folders and whatever you'd imagine, that you could actually use for that. Yeah.
Well, I was like, I don't have any. I have some gels that are just, basically neutral density. I don't have any colors.
The question that you really have to ask yourself is, what do you have at 3 a.m?
Right.
Because now you've worked on set, and now you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Whatever you can steal.
Well, yeah. What do you have at 3 a.m? Yeah.
I would take Chad's taillight off his truck.
In a heartbeat. Yeah, that Raptor thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just because it would achieve two things. A, you would get a red color, and it'd piss Chad off.
Right.
And that's just, you know what? That's gold on top with diamonds. Gold with diamonds.
Exactly. Oh. So is that movie you were talking about? Is that going to be a brown space films?
It isn't,
okay.
And it was not intentionally set up as a brown space.
Okay,
film.
I was curious because I was going to promote, since they're kind of our sponsor. I was going to talk about that, but
that's perfectly okay to talk with.
I could talk about the other one though, the Star Trek one, and then you can, if you feel like it, you can mention the other one, or since it's already announced, I figured you might want to.
I will do that. Yeah, we'll bring it in. We'll bring it in, baby.
Why don't we just start off with that?
Well, I think that we're already starting off with all kinds of great stuff, aren't we?
We are. Yes, we are.
I mean, gosh, we've already gone to like insider Helms bread knowledge. Come on.
I feel bad for Chad though.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
That's no point in that.
I like Chad. He was just a little grumpy. That's my take on it.
I do too, but he was particularly grumpy to me, I might add.
But no, actually, I liked him.
I like Chad a lot.
I helped him with his legs, his dismembered legs and arms and stuff. So.
Well, who hasn't helped him with his dismembered arms?
Right. Well, he said please, so I'm like, okay. Yeah, why not? I'll help you put these arms and legs in a truck. Whatever. I don't know where they came from.
Yeah. No. No. They said, Chad, do you have a broken? Chad, you're walking funny. Do you have a broken leg? Oh, yeah, I got a whole truck full. Holy shit! What do you need?
Well, this is a good opportunity for us to thank our sponsor, because
thank our sponsor.
Chad actually worked on a movie with us.
That's
called
right.
Vengeance.
And,
Brown Space Films.
And Vengeance is still doing really well.
Yeah.
And I would like to throw something on. You know that was a collab. There was a lot of collaboration between me and Jeremy Brown and that, and so
Yeah.
I was offered a film called The House in the Pines.
Nice.
And when they offered me to direct the film, I thought, well, yeah, but there was a certain strength in Jeremy and I together, and he certainly loves to deal with things like casting, which I would just as soon
right.
chew a log.
And he's really good at that.
And he's really good at that. And so I thought, you know what, I am gonna go for. I've always been a team player.
Wait, what?
I didn't need that.
Based on your stories.
Yeah. At least in my stories, I always, at least retrofittingly, I've always been a team player, and so I thought, you know what, we would let's see if we can just go in and do that together.
Well, you guys work together well, and I mean, once you get past kind of constant hand holding, it's not so distracting.
Wow, you just came up with that on the fly, did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I could do worse.
Kind of like that. It could be worse. It could be worse.
Right.
It could be less sexual and non-sexual.
But it was great to have Jeremy at the helm. Is there any other projects you wanted to mention there?
Well, let's see. We're doing a Star Trek thing.
Ah, see? I thought you'd catch on there.
Yeah. No. That's Jeremy directing, and of course I've completely forgotten the name of it. Do you have the name? Warrior's Death.
Yes. Star Trek: A Warrior's Death.
Star Trek: A Warrior's cremation service. Yeah. It's you know what, it's actually part short film and part advertisement for a downtown Idaho, Boise, Idaho crematorium.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Didn't know that. It's futuristic. They're trying something new, and this is about as new as you can get. This is future, actually. So, yeah. So, God, so much stuff happening. I mean, really, we could just sit here and talk about stupid things that are happening. I mean, I'm going up to do a tour of the East Coast right now, of the Northeast, for signing autographs and stuff. We have some animation going.
So some of the conventions are coming back.
Well, yeah, but they're coming back in little tiny pieces. So Beans is there in small pieces. I'm just kind of going, a promoter friend of mine, with Peter Valderrama, and with a lot of the cast from Nightmare on Elm Street 4. We're basically going to hang out in a hotel for the month of October and hit a whole bunch of places up around New York State and Philadelphia and Pennsylvania and
nice.
And, all those areas up in the Northeast are having like 1 day and 2 day events that are outdoors, and we figured that we would just take advantage of them and make a few of our own, because it's October.
Why not?
We want to spread the horror. And,
yeah. Well, back in April, I was daydreaming. I was like, I should create my own festival called COVID Con. And if I would have gotten on it, I'd probably be having it right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not COVID, but the convention.
Well, yeah.
But have it all on Zoom. Just have it all virtual.
Didn't 200,000 people show up?
Right.
Ow!
Yeah.
Sorry. I apologize profusely.
See, I would do it virtually and have like a way that people could give you money virtually, and then you just send them the signed autograph in the mail.
Oh, well, yeah. Actually, that's you have no idea. That's been a huge business.
I believe it.
I am like all over that.
Well, you know what? I don't charge for as much as you do. Just saying. If anybody wants my autograph,
I have a lot of stuff.
I'm reasonable rates.
In and out of the door. Reasonable rates. Oh, there you go.
So I might even pay some people to take it.
You know what? You know what? I was just watching a film.
Oh.
I was just watching a film. It's called Evil Dead 2.
Oh, whoa. I saw that one too.
You did. I got to
Yes.
tell you something. Especially beans that's kind of what we do here. just for the hell of it. I was just going to say, I know it sounds funny, but we actually review these films.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, loosely.
And loosely, I mean, and it's about as loose a review as you can get. But see, I remember a time like right around just after Nightmare on Elm Street 4. This came out in 1988, right?
87.
87, Evil Dead 2. I was just finishing up. The fourth Nightmare on Elm Street, and I got a call from Sam Raimi, and we had talked about me doing this film, Evil Dead 2. And the thing is there was just still, the timing was just bad from the point of view we were just clearing up stuff on Nightmare on Elm Street 4. And I kind of was really tired too. I was exhausted. And I think that they actually started strongly in pre-production by the time that we were finishing up. And I didn't get it. I did, however, work later on Mantis with Sam Raimi's company and Renaissance, and then went on to do the Hercules shows. But so this is this film. The thing that I was thinking about this film is a forerunner of Peter Jackson's film.
Right,
little in the early 90s, Peter Jackson did. I can't.
You're saying Dead Alive?
Dead Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Dead Alive.
Wasn't that around the same time, or wasn't it about? I thought it was late.
No,
80s.
it was later. It was early 90s.
Oh, okay.
Early 90s. Yeah. It's funny. I thought that too, but I think it was because of Evil Dead 2, that Dead Alive, and Dead Alive certainly got its frenetic weirdness, from that film. It had to have. I mean, that's they just
Yeah.
you could literally intercut the middle of those two films with each other, and they would totally not make sense. but still look like the same film.
Did you know? Well, there's
you-
a connection with that and Nightmare on Elm Street. Did you know the connection? And
The glove.
yeah, the glove. I was
The
going to say,
glove.
like,
The glove is
Nightmare on Elm
behind.
Street. Didn't they use something from Evil Dead and Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah.
Which one? The first one, I think.
Yeah. The thing is we actually in Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and I can't even remember what it was, but we used.
I think it was a poster.
I think it was a poster, and then they turned around and they used the glove hanging beside one of the doors down in the basement.
Yeah, they actually used it in two spots. They used it next to a door and above a door. And I
above
actually
a door,
watched this twice to try to see the glove.
Just
I only saw the one by the door. I didn't see the one above.
I didn't see the one above the door. I saw the one by the door.
But I looked it up and I saw some screenshots of it. So they obviously exist.
Here's the thing: is you can never tell, depending on the aspect ratio that you're looking at, as to how much of the top of a frame you actually see. It's incredible how much it changes from one viewing to the other.
Right.
So I just have to say, I totally love this film. I mean, it is absolutely bonkers. And if you go into the first one, thinking any kind of coherent thought and then think that this is going to finish that thought, you're wrong. It's not. This absolutely is just tripping. Just absolute tripping.
I agree. Yeah. When I remember seeing this, I think the first time I saw this was on HBO or something like, I don't remember when it was. I think it was in high school. But I remember the scene, the fight scene. I really remember that one. Because I saw this late at night. Scene? And Bruce Campbell could totally be a puppeteer because he's very good with the...
Oh, absolutely. Oh, you mean the fight scene with his own with his own body? Oh, yeah, that. Oh,
yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
Epic is the word I would use.
I love that. At the start of the film, he's got two hands, and by the end of the film, he literally has a chainsaw on his hand, and literally all he does to start it up now at this point is just shake his hand like that, and it starts. And you go, why is it we know that?
Right, exactly.
Why is it that he knows that? That's what I want to know. How did he? Oh, hey, look, it starts. All right, that's great. No, logic kind of goes out the door, and thank God it did.
Yeah.
You know, because you could tell that there was a certain point where they just started to do things just because it was freaking cool. But I have to tell you, there are scenes in there where he's looking at the the moose that's in there, the deer head that turns around to see him. There's a scene where absolutely everything in there is jumping around, right?
Yes.
And the great thing about it is you're looking at it and you know that's all being done practically, right? You know, like there's puppeteers.
Yeah, there's somebody there behind the
everywhere. Yeah. You know, every once in a while I know what it takes to do something like that. And so when I see a scene like that, I can see in my mind, I can see just all the puppeteers.
Hi, I'm Kurt Thomas. I'm with the Dream Warrior Review podcast, and I'm interrupting our podcast to tell you that we have a new sponsor. Brown Space Films, one of my favorite companies, is sponsoring our podcast. I mean, how lucky can we be? They have movies like Mythos, Torment, Measure, to name a couple. Oh, and of course, I can't forget my favorite, Friday the 13th, Vengeance. I mean, that was a great film. I mean, the set decoration, it was just beautiful. And you can't forget Dustin Montiers. He's so handy with the camera, and he makes everything look so pretty.
They have a new film they're working on, a Star Trek film, Warrior's Death. So check it out.
Please check out their website, brownspacefilms.com. And of course, you can check them out on Facebook at Brown Space Films. Why not do that after this? Because you're going to listen to the rest of our podcast, right? You better. Thank you.
Right? You know, like there's probably people literally stacked on top of each other out there. You know, there's a guy on one side of the ladder, a guy on the other side of the ladder, and two people underneath the ladder trying to get their arms in around and trying, like, I'm going to make this table lamp do, and I'm going to make this book, and I'm going to make 3 of these books go. Well, I'm making the other 4 of the books to go. And hey, wait, get out of the way, because I got to make these antlers come across the sea. It's hilarious. There's a couple scenes there that are so wide that and everything's going at once. And the thing, I gotta hand this to Bruce Campbell because I always love it when the star reaches out and tries to become a part of all the effects that are going on. I mean, Robert Englund is actually a master at this. But obviously, Bruce Campbell started to get into this up and down thing, going like he's dancing with the lamp, right? Oh, God damn, that's great.
I like the Wizard of Time aspects to this one.
Oh yeah,
especially when he's like going through the forest backwards.
The scene of him going through the forest and going, and the thing is you know exactly how they did that, right? They had to have him on a gimbal, right? And they probably put up all kinds of leaves in a row for him to hit as he went, spun him as he went. It can't have been very comfortable.
No. Well, he said I saw like I was scouring the trivia, just like because I do that when I really like something.
Right.
But I saw that he actually thought he was going to drown when the blood was coming into his face from the wall.
From the wall? Yeah. Well, that was a lot of blood.
It was a lot of blood. I really liked that shot, and also the one with the blood coming out of the cellar. That was pretty amazing too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, I love just. I love the fact that there's the drip, 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 then and then all of then it's like 18 fire hoses right in the face. You know, that's great stuff. It really is.
I think. Go ahead.
Well, I just love the fact that we got so much into. I mean, that whole series. I mean, the whole movie is kind of just about a set and a character, and then later a group of characters.
Yeah.
The weird thing is you have to understand is that he's just for probably 2/3 of the film. It's just him and the set, right? And there's a certain part where you have no idea which one of them is winning. You know?
Oh, it's funny you say that though, because I was notating that like I was thinking to myself, there's like pretty one-dimensional actors in this one. Like all the actors are great, but the characters, the only two characters that have more than one dimension are Bruce Campbell and the set.
And the set,
basically.
Right.
Everybody else is just so flat.
Dead flat. You know, really, no, you're absolutely right. And the great thing about it was that you kind of knew that Bruce Campbell was going to survive through it.
Of course.
At the same time that you knew no one else was.
Well, I was kind of hopeful that the girl would make it, but yeah, it didn't look so good.
I thought it was interesting because it was so much the opposite of the other one.
Yeah. Well, the other one. There's one thing I really like about the other one. It's more of an art film to me. Like, especially the audio. Like, this one didn't have the crazy, ridiculous audio that the first one had.
It really didn't.
It had little sounds here and there, and they did a lot of production, obviously, afterwards. But like with the hand and everything.
Well, you see that they're so strongly two different films.
Yeah. You know? Oh, yeah. And this is not really a sequel to the first one.
Well, I don't know what this is to the first one. It's a remake of it, you know.
Well, so the funny thing is I guess it was supposed to be a sequel, but they were trying to get the footage to recap the story and have a narrative over it,
right?
And I guess they couldn't get the rights. But this really isn't a
sequel.
Film? It's not.
That's such a Hollywood story right there. Yeah. We couldn't get the rights to our own film,
which I think is ridiculous. But
well, you know, that's
no, but really, I think this film doesn't need to be a sequel because it's so different, and it's I mean, what else you have to think about? Why the hell would he go back to a cabin after that first one?
Exactly,
I mean, who would go back to a freaking cabin?
Well, that's the point. The point is, it's just the same story. It's the same thing all over again. It's like, let's try this again. And we're gonna just do a slightly.
Now that we have more money, more budget.
We're gonna have more money, and we're gonna do a different take on it, right? You know, yeah. And they really did. But like I say, 2/3 of the film, nothing but him in the set. You know. And
well, he had a lot of development too, because he started off pretty like, okay, I'm going to a cabin with my girlfriend, you know, like. Then he went from that to Psycho at the end, like, you know, like American Psycho kind of crazy.
Well, you know, I thought about this. I thought there is something about the first one that I don't think that this could have existed without the first one as a setup to it, and I don't think that. In other words, I think that if you watched it purely, I don't think that you would get as much out of it unless you watched the first one. Right.
Yeah.
Because for instance, and let me just give you this. There's no reason that you have to question that there's a locked trap door in the middle of the room, right? I mean, there is no setup for that at all.
No.
They just look at it and go, well, I wonder what's down there.
Everybody has that on the floor.
Everybody's got one of those, and it still had the same locks as the first one on it. So you have to ask yourself, well, do I don't think this is weird just because this has already been set up, or do I think that this is weird because I just watched a guy have a 10-minute fight with his own hand?
Right. Well, they kind of explained it. So if you saw this the first time and you're wondering that, they explained it when the guy said, I killed my wife and buried her in the cellar because she was possessed by a demon. So maybe that's why he...
Oh, yeah, but it had the same doors it did in the first one.
Yeah.
Right?
And the blood was all different colors too, which apparently I guess was to avoid getting an X rating. But I thought that was kind of a weird explanation too. I'm like, really? Green blood and white blood?
Well, yeah, it's interesting. Is the red blood turns into the black blood, right?
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah.
In midstream, Ugh. Yeah.
Did you catch the? It reminded me a lot of Friday the 13th, the chest of souls. And the big head coming through the wall or through the door.
Oh, absolutely. That's Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
And 3.
That's what was insane to me. I was like, oh, the chest of souls. And it was like, but it was a different format.
You know what? Every good horror film has got to have at least one chest of souls.
Of course.
You know what? Yeah. And at least 10% of the love stories out there.
Well, if you don't have a chest of souls, at least have a chest. I mean, this one didn't have any bare chests, but anyway, that's okay. I've gotten over that.
Well, no, that is not true.
Oh, it had the bare chest on the yeah, you're right. It did on that crazy headless.
The crazy headless dancing skeleton.
Yeah.
I was thinking when I saw that, I thought, there's Kurt's breasts. I don't mean Kurt's breasts, I mean Kurt's breasts,
Well, actually, I've gained a little weight, so yeah, maybe. I was wondering one thing about this. Like, obviously, a lot of the humor was intentional, but I was wondering, like, how much of that do they intend at the beginning? Because it seems like maybe they were taking it seriously kind of at the beginning and then kind of came up with all these goofy things they can throw in there. Or do they intend it to be that funny? I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it was still kind of scary, like freaky.
Yeah, but there's got to be something about it.
Because the whole thing I thought was funny.
The whole thing is as you're throwing Bruce Campbell at this, there's just no way to keep a straight face. I mean, it's there's something about the way that he only half reacts to all of it coming at him, like that.
Yeah. He does a good Clint Eastwood too, though.
Yeah, no, he does.
I think he's really underrated, actually. I mean, I feel like he should be more well-known and more popular than he is.
Oh, absolutely. But at the same time, would be Bruce Campbell if he was.
Right. That's true. You can say that about a lot of my favorite musicians. It's like...
Yeah, right. So,
I was just listening to World Party last night, and I was thinking about, man, this guy has an amazing voice, but they just never really became big. Like,
there's so many people out there with amazing voices.
Yeah, and he was a great songwriter too. I mean, he is a great songwriter. He's still alive, obviously. But
I mean, have you heard my voice when my head's been held underwater?
It's beautiful.
So
speaking of that, I just watched Shazam. I rented the
Shazam.
Yeah, just 'cause I was curious, and I remember you told me it was horrible, and I was like, I should have listened to Mick.
Yeah.
But I was remembering that scene where he was underwater going Shazam. You can hear. That was a bad movie.
God,
but anyway, don't watch that one. But rent this one or watch this one.
Yes, watch it. You guys, you got to watch this. This has got to be up there with I would have to rate this 4.5 stars. This is really one of the classics.
I think I gave the first one a 4.5. I think.
Yeah.
I think I want to give this like a 4.8. I mean, I really liked it. Like almost a 5, almost perfect.
There you go, guys.
Except for they shot it in North Carolina, so.
Yeah. Well, now I'm pretty close to there, so you don't know.
Are you trying to wrap it up? Because I had a lot more to say.
Okay, well, you know what?
Let me go back here.
I don't have to wrap it up.
Let me rewind myself just a few seconds.
Okay. See, because I've been doing all the damn talking. Here.
Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, I'm ready. Someone just walked over my grave.
Oh, shut up and talk.
You missed it. You missed my performance. Ready?
Oh, did I? Well, I was...
Somebody just walked over my grave. Anyway, that was one of my favorite lines. That actually probably was my favorite line.
Yeah, right.
Because that was just so bizarre.
So it was subtlety in the middle of just utter chaos.
Right. So what I wanted to say was I'd give this a 4.8 because of the following reasons. It had great actors, had a great weird screenplay, it had a lot of humor that was awesome, it had a lot of gore, it had a lot of blood, it had demon breasts. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And then it also had no character growth of any characters. They're all one-dimensional except for the awesome set and, of course, Bruce Campbell. And, the stop motion, sped up film, the jump scares, the evil Harry Potter trees, the blood of every color, the good humor. I already said humor. I already said that.
The miniatures, the stop motion,
Yes.
the dancing room, the dancing lights, the multicolors of blood. This has got it all.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have anything else to say. I'm done.
Okay.
I do want to say one thing though.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Workshed.
By the way, see, now you're going to get me going. Where did that word come from? Who said that word?
Ash said it, right?
Right. But why did Ash say that?
And it was totally like dubbed later, obviously.
Yeah, it was just out there in the middle. Workshed.
It's where Linda bites his hand.
Here's the thing. You know that you have a film that's going to go completely off the rails when just a word coming out of the middle of nowhere just doesn't even seem like the weirdest thing that's going to happen within the next 30 seconds, right?
Exactly, yeah. Well, I had to look that up too, so I saw somewhere that it was, I can't remember where I found this, but it was online, I guess. He was working with, who was he working with? He was doing Escape from LA, and Kurt Russell said to Bruce Campbell on the set, "Say work shit." That would have been interesting to see that conversation. But anyway.
Yeah, I would have loved it. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Bye.
Yep. Bye. Dead by Dawn. 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 Dead.